protect them from injury. May everything that they say and do glorify you. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And now for the starting lineup. First for the visiting Lion. Number 3, Layla Bland. Number 5, Emily Hansen. Number 12, Gabrielle McClinton. Number 18, Jill Johnson. Number 20, Brianna Bigelow. Number 24, Jocelyn Martin. And Olivera. Number 1, Asia Queen. Lions and Crimson James Turtle, assisted by Jonathan and David Moore.
Well, here we go again. Good afternoon, or I should say good evening, everybody, and welcome to Hayes Gymnasium here on the campus of North Greenville University for the first time in this fall 2023 season as North Greenville kicks off conference play against the Lions of Emmanuel University. That is going to take some getting used to. Just about set to get underway here from Hayes Gymnasium. First time, again, first time in the fall 2023 season we have been here inside the gym. A couple players to keep your eye out on first for Emmanuel University. Their biggest threat has been number 8, Ella Johns. 3.26 kills per set. Attack percentage of .221. So look for her to make some noise here today. on defense as well as offense. Actually, she leads in kills. Emily Hansen, number 5, 98 kills for the year, so 2 short of 100, 2.45 kills per set, but she also is Emmanuel's lead blocker, 27 total blocks, so definitely look for her around the net all night tonight. For North Greenville, it has been the Abigail Durham show so far this season. She has been really strong. The 2-time Conference Carolinas Offensive Player of the Year. She has gotten off to a very good start as we are underway here in Tigerville. And it looks like Emmanuel is going to take the first point. They do. So the Lions to serve. Here come the Crusaders. There's Abigail Durham, but it's going to be blocked. And instead it's going to go to NGU. Lions a little confused about why. Must have just landed out of bounds. NGU trying to keep it alive. They do. It's going to be an over. Free ball for the Lions. And looks like it's just going to land out of bounds, and that'll be an NGU point. Here come the Lions with the attack. Ashlyn Connor kept it alive. An attack by Abigail Durham. It's going to land out, though, for her first attack error. Block, NGU trying to keep it alive. They will. Nice defense there. Here comes an attack by Durham. And there's a kill. For Emmanuel, it's number 24, Jocelyn Martin. She comes in averaging 2.35 kills per set, a total of 80 for the year. Lions up 3-2. And there is the attack by Abigail Durham, and that is going to result in a kill as well as a blocking error. Strong attack by the Lions. NGU able to keep it going, though. And Ashlyn Connor did what she could, but that's going to end up a kill for the Lions. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, Emmanuel now goes by Emmanuel University. They've been known as Emmanuel College for the longest time, but now Emmanuel University. So, going to apologize to the Emmanuel fans because I will most likely say Emmanuel College at some point. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the apology out of the way early. That is going to take some time to get used to, as there is a kill by NGU, 4-4. So far, leading in kills is indeed Abigail Durham. For NGU, that is. Jocelyn Martin for Emmanuel has 2 kills of her own. So that service error will give Emmanuel the serve and the lead. It's going to be a free ball for the Crusaders. Can they take advantage? Lions trying to keep it alive. They will. However, it will be another free ball. Here comes the attack and the kill. Number 21, Alina Dyer, sophomore from Windsor, California. Transfer from Santa Rosa Junior College. Makes some noise there. That's her second kill of the game. All tied up at 5. Still very early here at Hayes Gymnasium. That one into the net. Lions still hanging on to the lead. That one lands out, but last touched by NGU. That gives Emmanuel the point. Emmanuel started off the year 1-2. According to my stat sheet, they played 3 matches in 1 day. That could not be easy. It was a weekend tournament against Embry-Riddle, Wingate, Augusta, and Drury. Started off with 2 losses, but came back to beat Augusta and Drury. As North Greenville will take the point there. After that, Emmanuel fell 3-1 at Georgia College. Then played their first home match of the season, a 3-0 win against Shorter. And after that, the same day, a 3-1 loss against Eckerd. They followed that up the next day with a win against Lee. And then they entered conference play, 3-1 win against Belmont Abbey, followed by a 3-2 loss to Converse. Emmanuel leading at 8-6 here. North Greenville has played in a couple of tournaments themselves. Started off strong, 3-0 wins against Virginia State, Lander. Gonna have to remind myself who the third team was they played. The stat sheet just says CU. Oh, Chowan University. And I was wrong about LU. That's Limestone. So 3-0 wins against Virginia State, Limestone, and Chowan. Now that Chowan match was considered non-conference, even though that is a conference opponent. Have seen that a couple times over the years with those early tournaments. Here comes a free ball for the Lions. The attack, but it's going to be out of bounds. NGU hanging on. After that first tournament, NGU headed to USC Aiken. Started that off with a 3-0 loss to Augusta. Recovered with a 3-0 win against Carson Newman. And wrapped up their tournament with a 3-2 thriller, but a loss at USC Aiken as North Greenville takes the point. That is number 2, Samantha Ball. She is second on the team in kills this season. A lot of new faces for this North Greenville team this year. And then after that USC Aiken tournament, they headed to Lander. Took on Lander first, lost that one 3-1. Then the next day faced Lincoln Memorial, won that match 3-0. Then against Elizabeth City State, won that match 3-1, and wrapped up that tournament in Lander against Fayetteville State, where North Greenville also swept the Broncos of Fayetteville State. Another kill for NGU, and that will tie things up, 9-9. It's pretty crazy to see North Greenville coming in 10 matches played, and this is our first time seeing them at home. A lot of road games. Most of them neutral, but still on the road. Service error gives Emmanuel the point. Lions head coached by James Friddle in his 6th season, graduate of King University in 2012. He's had a lot of success with this program. Emmanuel, always one of those teams that you always expect to see them competing for the regular season title. Pretty similar to North Greenville in terms of where they typically are in the standings, as that serve heads out of bounds. 11-10, North Greenville's hanging in there. Emmanuel has led for most of the sets so far, but still a long way to go and just a 1-point deficit for NGU. There's the attack. Emmanuel keeps it going. And a sneak attack there, and it's going to work. I believe that was number 12, Gabrielle McGlamory. Jill Johnson was also there under the net. Lions leading at 12-10. Almost had a service ace there. Instead, it's going to turn into a North Greenville kill. Not a lot of power behind that one, but was able to find the court. And they're going to give the point right back, however. We are noticing a technical issue with the live statistics here. Now, if you're on the summary page, for those of you maybe following along, it's stuck as if the match hasn't started. But if you do go to any of the other pages, individual stats, team stats, leaders, doesn't look like the play-by-play is working, but the split box is as well. So apologize for that. We'll have to figure out what's going on there. But anyway, there are stats available, just no play-by-play on the live stat page. So if you are on that summary screen, be sure to click off of it because it is not going to update, it doesn't look like. Emmanuel with the 14-12 lead. And that one hit under the net. Now this is a very young North Greenville team. And Coach Mosley calls a timeout. He has told us that this team has a lot of talent, but they're gonna make freshman mistakes early on this season. And we have seen that so far here tonight. A little bit of inconsistency for the team throughout the start to the season, but again, they have shown a lot of potential. Definitely expect them to be competing for that regular season championship. Now, something else interesting about this season is that the entire Conference Carolinas is now in 3 different divisions. You have UNC Pembroke, Mount Olive, Barton, Francis Marion, and Chowan in the East Division. And then King, Converse, Belmont Abbey, and Lees-McRae in the Northwest Division, and Erskine, Emmanuel, Young Harris, North Greenville, and Southern Wesleyan in the Southwest Division. So far, just 2 matches have been in conference play. UNC Pembroke 1-0 in conference play, Chowan 0-1, Erskine 1-0, and Southern Wesleyan 0-1. So coming out of the timeout, Emmanuel leading the set by 3. North Greenville looking to stop the momentum and come back. Let's see if they can do it right here. An attack, not very hard, and Emmanuel will have a chance to increase the lead. Crusaders keep it alive, however. Block at the net, Emmanuel keeps it going. And North Greenville ends up with the kill. Samantha Ball.
Coming in with the Crusaders, number 5, Macy Gentry.
And Emmanuel takes the kill. Number 5, Emily Hansen with that one, senior from Locust Grove, Georgia. Crusaders waiting on a sub there. Attack out of bounds. It's going to increase the Emmanuel lead, and they will have their largest lead of the set so far, 4. Talked earlier about how young North Greenville is. 11 freshmen on this team. A lot of new faces. That's going to set up an Emmanuel attack. And it looks like a blocking error at the net is going to give the Lions the point. We do have a familiar face in the background, Paige Campbell. Made a couple all-conference teams for this Crusader program. She is now doing the stats for this match. Timeout called by the Crusaders. Emmanuel increases the lead to 5. North Greenville starting to fall behind in this opening set. Well, Conference Carolinas has a rich tradition in roots that dates back to its initial inception on December 6, 1930. As institutions founded with a focus on faith, service, or both, we share common values and strive to attain excellence and virtue in all that we do. Our students are nationally recognized for their extraordinary success in the classroom, in the community, and at the highest levels of NCAA competition. Please visit conferencecarolinas.com to learn more about Conference Carolinas. It was a busy weekend here on campus, the opening football home game of the season. That always gets us staff members quite busy. Football is just a completely different animal in terms of getting everything set up, banners. For me, the broadcast especially, it is not easy. North Greenville with the attack. Was it touched? Yes, it was. And there's a service ace. And here come the Crusaders. That is Ashlyn Connor serving it. All of a sudden, it's a three-point match. That went into the net. Emmanuel keeps it going. Actually, it must have been blocked. There's the spike by Abigail Durham. Emmanuel keeps it going, but that one's going to head out. And it's a two-point match, or a two-point set, excuse me. And Emmanuel is going to take their first timeout. So the momentum swings the other way all of a sudden. 3 points in a row for the Crusaders. Talked about James Friddle earlier, head coach for North Greenville, Greg Mosley, in his 14th season. Graduate of Liberty University back in 1983, was a very, very good running back in his football playing days. This North Greenville women's volleyball program placed third in the Conference Carolinas preseason poll. They did receive 2 first-place votes. So even with all the new faces, they are expected to do some damage throughout the season in conference play. So we'll see if Emmanuel can flip the momentum. And it's not going to be there, though. A kill by NGU, and it's a 1-point set. And that went into the net. 5 points in a row for North Greenville, and it is all tied up yet again. Boy, it looked like the Lions were just going to run away with this opening set, but North Greenville has other plans. And there's a service ace. Ashlyn Connor just keeps on serving. Emmanuel's going to have to do something to stop the bleeding. They keep it going that time. There's the attack, and that's a kill. North Greenville can't allow that one. And yeah, Coach Mosley letting Clayton Mathis have a little bit there. She definitely should have been able to get to it. Kind of a late reaction to it. Still early on in the season, so. Good job by Mathis that time. And there's the attack and the kill, Samantha Ball. Lena Dyer enters the match. Went out earlier, comes back in now. And that's going to be a service ace. Another one for North Greenville. And we have another timeout by James Friddle and the Emmanuel Lions. North Greenville leads in service errors 5-2, but they also lead in service aces 3-0. So ends up kind of evening out there. No blocks in this set as of yet. Both teams with 5 attack errors. North Greenville with a slightly higher hitting percentage, 176 to 133. And North Greenville is leading in assists 11-9, as well as total attacks 34 to 30. Again, for those of you who may be following on the live stats, there is some kind of technical issue going on. So If you're on the summary page, it is not working. It's still acting like it's pregame, but if you do click on individual team stats, leaders, or split box, you will see the individual stats and the team stats for the match. As that serve is going to head out of bounds. Emmanuel needed that, another service error by NGU. That's now 6 for the set. This will be Isabella Mitchell to serve. And doesn't quite make it over the net. Boy, just a couple inches higher, and that might have fallen right at the net for a point. But instead, North Greenville will certainly take it 3 points away from taking this first set. Clayton Mathis to serve, the libero. That one does stay in bounds. Attacked by the Lions. Mathis keeps it alive. And that's going to be a point for NGU, number 21, Alina Dyer. She's now second on the team in the match in kills with 4. Samantha Ball leading the way with 5. And an attack error by the Lions, and now North Greenville 1 point away. Jill Johnson with that attack error. Boy, Emmanuel got off to such a strong start, just kind of losing their edge in the second half of this opening set. They are now below 100 in hitting percentage, 094. That is not where you want to be. And that'll raise it up though. Jill Johnson makes up for that attack error with the kill. And that gets their hitting percentage back up over 100, now at 121. There's Abigail Durham, and that will be a kill. As the dig heads out of bounds, North Greenville comes back to take the opening set 25-21. We'll take a short break and be right back here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. North Greenville takes the opening set 1-0 here in Tigerville. As you see on your bottom left, some members of the North Greenville men's volleyball program. Watching the action on the court, and I'm sure they will probably have practice right after this match as well. It's a good group of guys. Had the privilege of going to California with them, I guess going on 2 years now, at UCLA in the NCAA National Tournament. That was actually my first ever plane ride. I was 31 at the time. First ever time on a plane, believe it or not. So just about ready for set 2. Didn't mean to show this graphic before the start of set 1, but here you see the numbers in comparison with each other this season. North Greenville slightly has led in kills per set, 12 to 11.9. Slightly more aces. Emmanuel leads the way in digs per set as well as blocks per set. So here we go, set 2 underway. North Greenville takes the opening point. And Kelly Davis tried to get that one over the net, but couldn't quite get it there. And that'll tie things up at 1. A little bit of a mistake there. Ashlyn Connor tried to sneak it over the net, but couldn't quite reach for it. Emmanuel leads early 2-1. This North Greenville team finished with a 21-11 record in 2022. So that attack heads just out of bounds. Lions up 3-1. North Greenville did beat Francis Marion in the quarterfinals of the Conference Carolinas tournament, but lost to UNC Pembroke 3-2 in the semifinals. There's a point for the Crusaders. Kill by Dyer ties things up at 3. Sneaks that one over the net. North Greenville keeps it going. And a block by the Lions. Jocelyn Martin and Jill Johnson will get block assists there. Abigail Durham was going for the kill, but great defense by the Lions. And not able to keep that one alive. Point goes to Emmanuel. Samantha Ball tried to get to it. Did get a fist on it, but ball ended up falling harmlessly to the ground. Another hard kill by Durham. Emmanuel doing a good job. tell they have really keen on Abigail Durham, trying not to give her anything to hit. And she hits that one into the net for an attack error. Emmanuel up early, just like they were in the opening set. Here's Dyer, and Lyons going to keep it alive. Now Clayton Mathis with the good reach there to keep it going. And there's a kill for NGU. And that is Samantha Ball again. Ball now with 6 kills for the match. She leads NGU, leads both teams actually. Here's Clayton Mathis with the serve. And there's Durham with the kill. Deficit turned down to 1. Durham now with 4 kills. Does have 4 errors though. You know she'd love to improve that number. Love to improve the percentage, I should say, not the error column. So that one heads. That one ends up being a point for the Lions. Emmanuel libero Asia Queen to serve, and North Greenville does keep it alive. It's going to be a free ball, and North Greenville, good defense there to keep it alive. Durham with the attack and the kill. And Durham will also serve. Another hard kill. That is Dyer again. She is having a big impact in this one so far. She is now at 6 kills, no errors for Dyer. North Greenville trying to keep it alive. They're not going to be able to. Good kill there. Both teams so far looking much better in this set. Emmanuel with a 286 hit percentage, North Greenville 364 so far. Good defense at the net by Emmanuel. And that one's going to get stuck in the padding there, but it will be a North Greenville point. That one makes it out of bounds, and it's going to be an attack error on the Lions. Well, you can see Emmanuel really showing off their skills at the net. However, a lot of them have not turned into points. North Greenville's done a nice job of keeping those balls that have gotten blocked alive. Again, Emmanuel led the way coming in, 1.7 blocks per set. North Greenville right at an even 1.0. And there's a block, but it's going to be out of bounds. And by the way, for those who may be curious, if you do block a ball at the net, but the opposing team keeps it alive, it does not actually count as a block statistically. So if you're sitting there wondering, well, they're blocking ball after ball, how do they only have 1.7 blocks per set? That's why. Strong attack there. And that's going to be a point for Emmanuel. Allison Ball tried to dive, ended up getting deflected by one of the Crusaders in front of her and couldn't quite get up enough to get to it after that. And yes, Samantha Ball and Allison Ball are indeed sisters, both freshmen from St. Paul, Minnesota. Attack, another block. North Greenville keeps it alive, so it doesn't count statistically. Tell you what, if I played volleyball, I'd be kind of frustrated about that. Clayton Mathis with a good dig there. The attack by Kelly Davis, and it's a point. So NGU takes over the lead. Here's Ashlyn Connors. She's already had a service ace. We'll see if she can do it again. Won't do it that time, and a good kill there by Emmanuel. I believe that was number 18 again, Jill Johnson. She does lead the Lions in kills with 4. Actually, she is tied. So actually, no, that was Ella Johns with the kill there. So now her and Jill Johnson both with 4 kills each. As North Greenville will take that kill. Kelly Davis really starting to show off now. 5 kills, no errors. Davis and Dyer both having great matches so far, offensively at least. Emmanuel going to take that point, and it'll tie things up at 12 here in set 2. Ellie Jackson to serve. No, excuse me. Yep, Ellie Jackson. Still getting used to NGU's roster, so keep questioning myself on some of these new players. Attack there goes out of bounds, and that's going to give the Lions the lead back. Here's Dyer with the attack. Emmanuel easily keeps it alive. An attack there, but just out of bounds, and things tied up again at 13. Yeah, Kelly Davis getting off to a fantastic start. So far, an .833 hitting percentage in this match. Clayton Mathis, good dive there. Can NGU keep it alive? It's over the net, but on the wrong side of the near side antenna, which technically means no, it's not over the net. So Emmanuel takes the lead back. Here is Queen. Good serve there. Here's Abigail Durham. And that's a blocking error. There's a strong kill. That one doesn't quite make it over the net. Another inch higher, and it probably would have. $15 all. And a block at the net. Somehow Emmanuel keeps it going. Both teams will reset a little bit here. Abigail Durham with the attack. Emmanuel once again keeps it alive. And that attack gonna head way out of bounds. Great job by Emmanuel just to stay in that one. Could only hang on for so long, however. North Greenville leading it by 1 and make that 2 with the service ace. And we will have a timeout by James Friddle. Emmanuel trying not to fall behind anymore. 2-point lead by NGU. This has been a great matchup so far for both of these teams. So far in this set, North Greenville does lead in total kills 12-8. They do lead 28-21 in attack attempts. Also lead in hitting percentage 286-238. Both teams with 1 service ace as well as 1 service error. Emmanuel does have the only block of the set. They also have the only ball handling error of the set. And for the match, North Greenville now with a 250 hitting percentage. Emmanuel at 167. So can the Lions put a stop to the NGU momentum? An attack and a kill. Yes, they will. And that was number 5, Emily Hansen, with the kill there. Blocked by North Greenville, but just heads out of bounds, and we are tied up at 17. And there's a kill. And that is once again Alina Dyer. No, excuse me, that was number 16, Anna Fidelki. All knotted up at 18. A kill by, a block. Crusaders once again keep it going. Clayton Mathis knocks it over. Free ball for Emmanuel. Blocked by NGU. Emmanuel keeps it alive. And there's a kill for Abigail Durham. Durham now at 8 kills, 17 total attacks. Here's Ashlyn Connor. And there's a hard kill. Number 24, Jocelyn Martin. That is definitely the hardest kill we've seen here tonight. I believe that was Ashlyn Connor that tried to keep it alive, but man, what can you do there? And there's Samantha Ball with the kill. Jocelyn Martin tried to block it, couldn't quite get solid contact on it. and it ends up being an NGU point. They now lead it 20-19. Jill Johnson with the attack. Now Abigail Durham with another kill. And another timeout by Emmanuel. Durham now at 9 kills. Just 1 error since we last read her stats. 5 errors by Durham. So she is improving her numbers. Kelly Davis did have her first attack error, but still very strong overall. 5 kills, 444 hit percentage. Alina Dyer still with 6 kills, but no errors. 462 hit percentage for her so far. For Emmanuel, it is Ella Johns, who we mentioned as a player to watch for the Lions. 5 kills, no errors, 556 hit percentage. Jill Johnson, second on the team with 4 kills, 1 error, 375 hit percentage. I think the difference has really been North Greenville's ability to limit the amount of blocks by Emmanuel. Now Emmanuel does have 4 block assists for the match. North Greenville does not have any, but as many as they have actually blocked that have been kept in play, that number could be way higher, but North Greenville has done a very nice job of keeping them in play. As the kill by Emmanuel knocks the deficit down to 1. Another kill by North Greenville. And that time it is indeed Alina Dyer. Now improves her numbers to 7 kills without an error. Clayton Mathis with the serve. Good attack and a kill by Emmanuel, number 8, Ella Johns. Her 6th of the match. No errors for her either. 22-21, another very good set here. And there's a block by the Lions. Number 8, Ella Johns, and number 20, Brianna Bigelow. And we are tied up at 22. Bigelow, haven't mentioned her name so far, a freshman from Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. Comes in and makes a big impact there. So that is 3 total blocks for the Lions. All have been assists. Again, if more than one player is involved with the block, then they all get assists. If only one jumps up and makes the block, it is a solo block. And it looks like they took away the ball handling error that we mentioned earlier, so neither team with a ball handling error currently. And there's a hard kill by Abigail Durham. Mentioned that Jocelyn Martin had a really hard kill earlier. I think that Abigail Durham's might have just taken over as the hardest one of the night. North Greenville leading it by 1. Durham, nice dig to keep it alive. Oh, an attack error there. Big mistake by the Lions. Number 8, Ella Johns. And I do apologize if that was the broadcaster's jinx. That's her first attack error. Mentioned that she had been without an error just a few minutes ago. 24-22, North Greenville 1 point away from winning set 2. Oh, great dig by Queens. And Emmanuel can only keep it alive for so long. North Greenville with the kill. And they will go on to take set 2, 25-22. So we will head to set 3 in just a moment. North Greenville leads it 2-0. Set 3 just about set to begin. North Greenville has taken the first 2. First set 25-21, second set 25-22. North Greenville now with a .256 hitting percentage, Emmanuel at 181. 4 service aces for Emmanuel, 4 service aces for North Greenville, 1 for Emmanuel. As set 3 is underway. Great dig there to keep it alive. And I believe that was a set error there. Tell you what, number 12, Gabrielle McGlamory, did a great job earlier just being able to get that dig to keep it alive, and a service ace. Another one for North Greenville. That's now 5 for the match. Three of them by Ashlyn Connor. Samantha Ball with the attack. And it's going to be an attack error, a lift on the Lions. Attack by the Lions, that will be a point. Number 24, Jocelyn Martin. Mentioned her name several times, a junior from Easley, South Carolina, not far down the road. Emmanuel University, about a 2-hour drive from here, maybe a little bit less. Over in Franklin Springs, Georgia. Martin with the attack. Clayton Mathis with a nice job. And that's going to be a kill. That is Dyer with another one. That's now 8 kills for Alina Dyer. Another good dig by Clayton Mathis. North Greenville keeps it alive. I saw that one coming. Emmanuel's in good position there, and they took advantage of it. Just over the arms of number 15. Number 15, Amore Marshall. There's going to be a kill for Emmanuel. And almost made it up to the camera platform. And there's a solid kill. Alina Dyer again. Now with 9 for the match. She only trails Abigail Durham, who is now at 11. And there's there's another kill for NGU. They're starting to run away with this set, 9-3. And that's going to be a timeout for Emmanuel. I got a little ahead of myself, 8-3. Scoreboard operator doing a good job of keeping the score up to date as soon as possible. But if you're Emmanuel, you're definitely frustrated. You have been in the first 2 sets. You came up short both times. Once you're down 2-0, it is an uphill fight. And it's just so hard to stop the momentum at that point. We've seen so many matches end 3-0 over the years. That's typically how it goes in volleyball. Talked about NGU head coach Greg Mosley earlier. Nikki Anthony, the assistant coach. She played both basketball and volleyball at Florida State University from 2003 to 2007. She did play her graduate year at Anderson University, where she made the not only first team all-conference in the 2007 to 08 season, but she was also the women's basketball player of the year. Also a member of the Pickens High School Hall of Fame, as that point will go to NGU, and now it's 9-3. That one stays in bounds. I believe it was touched by NGU anyway. So a much, much needed kill by the Lions. See if they can keep the momentum going. It's going to be Queens to serve. Free ball for Emmanuel. Solid kill right there, number 11, Ellie Jackson. That's her first kill of the evening. Has played in all 3 sets. And there's a kill for NGU. Greenville can't really do anything with that one. It'll be a point for Emmanuel. And there is Samantha Ball with the attack, but it's going to be out of bounds. Lions starting to regain the momentum. Other action today for North Greenville. Men's soccer was on the road against Clayton State in Morrow, Georgia. They fell in that one 1-0. There's a hard spike and a kill. I believe that was Fidelki with the kill there. Good kill there for Emmanuel. Have a sub or two for both teams. Be Layla Bland to serve. There's Samantha Ball again, and that's going to turn into a kill. Emmanuel just couldn't quite handle that one. Hit in no woman's land there near the back of the court. Still a three-point set. Emmanuel hanging around. And there's a kill. Might be considered a block. We'll have to wait on the stats to see. It was number 5, Emily Hansen. I believe they did call that a block. Meanwhile, another point for the Lions, and it's a one-point set. NGU will take the timeout. I was about to do the same thing. Let's do the next readout here. Conference Carolinas is where tradition is unmatched and excellence is earned daily. Our 14 conference member institutions work hard daily to build champions in body, mind, and soul. It's who we are. Please visit conferencecarolinas.com to learn more about Conference Carolinas. So looking at the numbers now, a 231 hit percentage by Emmanuel, 270 by NGU, and even 100 total attacks for the Crusaders currently. 6 service aces to 1 in favor of North Greenville. Total blocks, Emmanuel with 4. North Greenville still looking for their first one. That has not been a strength of this North Greenville team so far this season. North Greenville's had a total of 33 blocks coming into this matchup. Their opponents have had a total of 69. And there's a kill by the Lions, and we are all tied up. Number 24, Jocelyn Martin with another one. She is now at 12 for the match. She leads. She, in fact, has almost doubled Ella Johns, who has 7, and that one heads out for a North Greenville point. And Alina Dyer returns to the match. Hard attack there. North Greenville keeps it alive. Good dig there by Queens. Another good attack there, but a better dig. Block, and that's going to be North Greenville's first block of the match. It was Kelly Davis and Alina Dyer with block assists there. Good job by the Lions there. Good connection there between number 12, Gabrielle McGlamory, and number 18, Jill Johnson. Johnson ends up with the kill. McGlamory ends up with the assist. Greenville keeps it going. And there's a kill. I believe that was Abigail Durham with that one. She now has 13. Just realized that Emmanuel has sisters of their own on the team, Rachel McGlamory and Gabrielle McGlamory, both from Fayetteville, Georgia. After the North Greenville point, Clayton Mathis to serve. And it's going to be a free ball, but a nice job just to get it over the net. A hard kill, number 11, Ellie Jackson. She didn't have a kill until this set, but she has had some nice ones in this one. She's now at 2 kills with 8 total attacks. That one is in. Speaking of Ellie Jackson, she decided to let that one fall. Thought it was going to go out of bounds. I think she could have gotten to it, but felt it was going to land out of bounds and just snuck its way in. North Greenville leads by 4. Sneaks that one over. That's a good decision by Jill Johnson. Johnson now with 5 kills. Here's Asia Queens to serve. She gets a dig there. And there's another one for Jackson. 3 kills for her, all in this third set. Jackson with the dig there. Here's Dyer. Jackson with another one, as well as an attack. And Asia Queens tries to keep that one alive, but cannot do it, and it's 19-16. And there's a solid kill. Number 8, Ella Johns. Haven't mentioned her name in a while, but now with 8 kills for the match. Trailing just Jocelyn Martin on the Lions side. And there's a block. North Greenville's second of the match. Fidelke was one of them. I have to wait on the stats for the other one. It was Ashlyn Connor. So Fidelke and Connor with block assists there. North Greenville now with 2 total blocks. Hard attack, but a great dig by Ashlyn Connor, and she gets the kill. Actually, no, that was Samantha Ball. So excuse me there. Samantha Ball with 10 kills for the match, and that's going to be a timeout for Emmanuel. Lions down by 4. North Greenville wants 4 of their own. This might be one of those matches where the final score doesn't really tell the whole story. Emmanuel has been in all 3 of these sets. They have put together a strong fight, but just fell behind in the first 2 sets, and looks like that might be the case in this third one. Now they do still have time, but they cannot afford any errors at this point. be back in action here on the North Greenville side of the Conference Carolinas Digital Network tomorrow. Have some women's soccer action over at Pepsi Stadium. North Greenville women's soccer program takes on Lincoln Memorial University tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Women's volleyball returns to action on Friday here at Hayes Gymnasium against UNC Pembroke. Good dig there. A block, but it's going to land out of bounds. North Greenville 3 points away. Sneaks that one over, good decision. Number 12, Gabrielle McGlamory with that kill. That's now her third of the match. Davis with the attack. And a kill for the Lions. And that's going to be a service ace right off the top of the net. Emmanuel will certainly take that one, and that's going to be a timeout for North Greenville. So don't count out the Lions just yet. Layla Bland with that big service ace right there. That's just Emmanuel's second of the match. North Greenville with 7. One category where the Lions were kind of able to make up for those lack of aces was the amount of service errors by North Greenville. North Greenville has both 7 aces as well as 7 service errors. However, Emmanuel now does have 6 service errors of their own. So those aces have truly made a difference in this one. Greenville starting to make up the way in total blocks. Now Emmanuel still does lead that one with 4. North Greenville now with 2. And both of those were in this set. It's been a strong set overall for really both of these teams. Could argue that Emmanuel has had the stronger one. 17 kills, just 3 errors for a .359 hitting percentage. North Greenville 14 kills, 2 errors with a .343 percentage. And here's an attack and a kill, Samantha Ball. That is her 12th of the match with just 3 errors committed. And Emmanuel with the kill of their own. That was Emily Hansen with the kill. Puts Emmanuel back within 2, but that one's into the net, and that is the absolute last thing the Lions needed. And the keys are now out here at Hayes. North Greenville looking to close things out a little bit early. The attack, good dig. Queens gets to that one. Clayton Mathis with a good dig there. Sets up for a kill, and instead, Emmanuel is going to stay alive. Thought Kelly Davis might have had a chance to put together that final kill, but a nice job by the Lions to keep it going. They still need 2 more. And almost had a service ace there. This is going to be a free ball for the Lions. Here's the attack and the kill. And that is Jocelyn Martin yet again. She now has 14 kills with just 2 errors. And you see the bench for Emmanuel. They are still into this one. And that's going to be a service ace. What a comeback by the Lions. North Greenville usually has home court advantage when it comes to the rafters, but it looks like that one might have gone against NGU. Looked like that ball changed direction. Kelly Davis with the attack, and it's out of bounds. And all of a sudden, Emmanuel just 1 point away from extending this match. Kelly Davis with the reception and a block. It's out of bounds, and Emmanuel is going to force a set for her. That was Jill Johnson with that final block. And that was indeed a solo block for her, the first one of the match for either team. So all of a sudden, we will return in just a couple of moments for set 4. Who saw that one coming? We'll be back in just a moment here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Here we go, guys. Set 4. Just about set to get underway. Boy, it looked like North Greenville was going to close things out. I believe it was 24-21. 22 maybe? These two teams just about dead even in hitting percentage. Emmanuel now with a match percentage of .252. North Greenville at .254. It's about as close as you can get. And the Lions are going to start off with the kill. Alina Jackson continues to play well. Excuse me, Ellie Jackson. Going to go to the Crusaders. Again, this is a division matchup, division conference matchup. 3 divisions in the Conference Carolinas now. These two teams in the Southeast region. Greenville tried to block it, able to keep it alive. Tried to sneak that one over somehow. These two teams still going at it this point. A block, and that is going to be a point for the Lions. Jill Johnson will get credit with another block, and I believe might have to wait for the stats to see who the other one will go to. It was Ellie Jackson, so she gets the block assist there along with Jill Johnson. Another point for the Lions. This is exactly the start that Emmanuel needed. Trying to keep that momentum going. And here is Ellie Jackson to serve. Block. Emmanuel wasn't quite sure where that ball was after the block. Tried to keep it alive, but unable to do so, and North Greenville will take the point. Attacked by Abigail Durham. Good dig by Clayton Mathis. Queens keeps it alive for Emmanuel, and that is going to be a point for the Lions. That ball heads out of bounds. Should be 4-2. They're trying to get that fixed on the scoreboard. And there's a kill for NGU. So now it is 4-3. And now it's 3-1 apparently. What is going on? There we go. Our score bug is connected to the scoreboard controller in the gym, so whatever they put on there is what shows up on our graphic as well. So not a whole lot we could do to fix that one, but I think we're good to go now. 5-4. Again, this is the first home event inside Hayes Gymnasium, so everybody's getting used to everything again. And An attempt at a block by Connor and Fidelki doesn't end up being a successful one though, and Emmanuel takes the kill. Layla Bland to serve. Connor with the dig or reception. The block by NGU. It's going to be Fidelki and Dyer with the block assist there. Both of them now have 2 for the game, 2 assists. Three total blocks for the Crusaders. 8 total blocks for Emmanuel, so they still lead it by a pretty wide gap. So there's going to be a kill by NGU, and it's tied up again, 6-6. NGU will take the lead with that one. And that one ends up coming to the North Greenville side under the net. So the Crusaders take the 2-point lead, their biggest lead of the set thus far. Clayton Mathis tries to keep that one alive, gets past her though, and that's going to be a kill for the Lions. And this set, just like the other 3, very evenly matched up, as that's going to be a service error. Two teams were tied prior to that error, but now Emmanuel leads the category by 1, 8-7. North Greenville leading in aces, 7-3. I believe that is going to be another one. Oh, no, it was not an ace, excuse me. I was looking down for a moment. That one tipped and lands in bounds anyway, so a kill by the Lions. Nice dig by Jocelyn. Hard kill there, and that's going to be a point for the Crusaders. Samantha Ball with yet another one. And Jocelyn Martin returns the favor. Crusaders hanging on to an 11-9 lead. Mathis keeps it going. A free ball for the Lions. Ashlyn Connor with the dig. Durham with the attack, and it's going to turn into a kill. And a great opening matchup here at Hayes Gymnasium. Again, the first match here in the fall 2023 season. North Greenville with a great job of keeping that ball alive. A block turns into a point. It's going to be Kelly Davis and Abigail Durham with the block assists. That's Kelly Davis's second assist of the match and Durham's first. 13-9, NGU leads. And off the net again. NGU keeps it alive. Both teams just able to get a hand on it. Kelly Davis gets that one back to the NGU side. Neither team's really been able to set up a good attack. Free ball for NGU. This should allow them to do just that, and it's a point. Abigail Durham with yet another kill. She is now at 18. And that's going to be a timeout for the Lions. Boy, that was a crazy volley there. Or rally, I should say. 18 kills for Abigail Durham. That leads by plenty. Second for NGU is Samantha Ball with 13 kills. Alina Dyer has hit double digits. She now has 11 for the match, still without a single attack error. A hitting percentage of .393 for her. She has had a great match. 28 total attacks. For Emmanuel, Jocelyn Martin leads in kills with 16 and just 2 errors for a .378 hitting percentage. Those are great numbers to have. Second is Ella Johns with 9 kills. Third on the team is Emily Hansen with 8 kills. She's had she's had some struggles in this one though. She does have 7 attack errors, so a .033 hitting percentage for her. So even though she is third in kills, she would definitely like to limit those errors. Sounds like Emmanuel has a little bit of a fan section in this one as well. Again, just a little under 2 hours down the road, so not a big time, not a long road trip by any means. Especially compared to some of the other schools in the conference, man. When NGU goes to Mount Olive or Lees McRae, Barton, to name a few, that's a long, long road trip for both of these teams. This rally keeps on going as well. Again, neither team really able to set up a solid attack. There's Kelly Davis. Emmanuel somehow able to get it right back over. Davis sets up again and gets the kill. Now she'll head out for a much-deserved breather. Here's Clayton Mathis to serve. Mathis gets a palm on that one to get it back over. And there's an attack and a kill. That's Durham again. Again, she is the 2-time defending Conference Carolinas Player of the Year. Greenville leading by 6. make that 7. Fidelki with the kill. And that is going to be Emmanuel's final timeout of the set. They are starting to fall behind. Now, they proved in set 3 that they can overcome a deficit, but this one's going to be tough. 7 points behind. Taking a look at the stats now. Emmanuel still leads the way in total blocks with 9, North Greenville with 5. North Greenville returning the favor in service aces. They lead it 8-3. Looking at hitting percentage, North Greenville still sticking up there with a .258 attack percentage. Emmanuel, theirs has fallen a bit in this one to .217. They have had a .108 hitting percentage for this 4th set, so not their best performance so far. North Greenville's hitting percentage for this set is .273 currently. 12 kills, 3 errors for NGU in the set, 7 kills, 3 errors for Emmanuel. North Greenville has really spread the ball when it comes to digs. We usually see now I'm thinking of assists. Ashlyn Connor has 50. Yeah, assists was what I was thinking of. They have really spread it with digs. Clayton Mathis with 21, Samantha Ball with 19, Ashlyn Connor with 18. As Emmanuel takes that point to cut the deficit down to 6. So that is a start for the Lions. Got to start somewhere. And there's an attack that's going to go way high and be out of bounds. So NGU opens up the lead back to 7. Emmanuel cannot afford mistakes right now. Free ball for the Lions. Can't take advantage of it though. A good dig by Durham. An attack. Last touch by the Lions, and that's a kill for Ashlyn Connor. Might have been a little fortunate there. I think that one was heading out of bounds, even if no one touched it. But luckily for Ashlyn, somebody did. Hard attack there. North Greenville keeps it alive. And that one is blocked, but Fidelki will end up with the kill. And it's a 9-point lead for NGU. Make that 8 as Durham's serve heads over the court and out of bounds. Emmanuel's hitting percentage in this set has fallen to .095. Kind of tells the story of this one. This has been a very competitive matchup. But the Lions have really struggled in this set. Nice job by Queens. And that's going to be an attack for Emmanuel. Fidelki wanted to get the block. Ended up landing just out of bounds. So the Lions not out of it yet. 7-point deficit they are trying to overcome. North Greenville 5 points away from taking it and make it 4. I believe that was Dyer. Yes, it was. 12 kills. And unfortunately, I did just notice she did collect her first attack error of the match a little while ago. So 12 kills, 1 error for her. As that one is going to land in. Puts the deficit for Emmanuel back at 7. So Alina Dyer not quite able to have the perfect night, but still a very good one thus far. 12 kills, just 1 error. Fidelki has also quietly had a very good night as well. 9 kills, just 1 error for her. And Ashlyn Connor, not a whole lot of kills, 3, but again, just 1 attack error. And there is Fidelki again. She has sprung to life in these last 2 sets. 10 kills now for her. And she actually leads the way for NGU in hitting percentage, 474. That means that most of your attacks are resulting in kills. Or not most of them, but a lot of them. This will be a free ball for North Greenville. Can't do a whole lot with it. Queen sets it up at the attack, and that's going to be a kill. Looks like that was number 5, Emily Hansen. That should put her at double-digit kills now, and it does. Her and Ella Johns now tied for second on the team in kills with 10. And there's a block. One more for the Lions. Well, number 12 went for the high 5. Gabrielle McGlamory didn't get it from number 18, Jill Johnson. But she will get a block assist. And an attack error there. So here come the Lions, a 4-point deficit. And North Greenville's going to take the timeout. That's a wise timeout by head coach Greg Mosley, trying to make sure his team doesn't make the same mistake as last time. And I made another mistake. It's a 5-point deficit. That scoreboard operator is on it tonight. Keep thinking that as soon as the point's scored, okay, there's going to be one more number added, and that makes it the score, but they are adding them quick. But still, it was as much as a 8-point deficit just a few moments ago. Emmanuel has cut it down to 5. And you saw what they did in set 3. They were able to overcome it. They fought back to win set 3, 26-24. Never know what can happen. Lions have played much better in this set as of late. They've now increased their hitting percentage for the set to 152. North Greenville hitting 256. For the set, Emmanuel has 11 kills, 4 errors. North Greenville with 16 kills and 5 errors. Lions have doubled NGU in total blocks, 10-5. However, all 5 of North Greenville's blocks have been in the 3rd and 4th sets. Abigail Durham with the dig there, an attack. North Greenville keeps it going. And Samantha Ball going to end up with the kill. NGU 2 points away from taking this home opener. There's Martin, adds another kill to her impressive night. That's 18 now. 18 kills with just 2 errors, 400 hitting percentage. Not a bad night at all for her. She heads out. That'll probably do it for her, unless Emmanuel can continue to rally. Here is... That was Ellie Jackson with the service error. I was going to say she's, or excuse me, that was a service ace. Never mind. Just looking down at my sheet again. Apologize for that. Gets that one over. North Greenville keeps it, and Kelly Davis going to end up with the kill. And you heard it there. It is match point for NGU. And that's going to do it. A solo block for Kelly Davis puts an end to this one. North Greenville wins the final set 25-19. North Greenville improves to 8-3 for the season, now 1-0 in conference play. Emmanuel put together a strong fight, even though they only won one set. They were in all but that final fourth set, and even that one, they were starting to fight back. So really a solid performance. I know that they're not going to be happy with the loss, but a good competitive contest between these two teams. So Emmanuel now 5-6 for the year, 1-2 in conference play. And that will do it from us here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Certainly hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow. Women's soccer action against Lincoln Memorial here at Pepsi Stadium over across the street of Highway 414. Women's volleyball does return to action this Friday here at Hayes Gymnasium against UNC Pembroke, so be sure to tune in then. And we will see you next time. Again, this is the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Have a good night, everybody.